welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah-Brooke Styles, Clinical Director of Mind Body Integrative Therapy. Today I wanted to talk about identity as it relates to mental health. We all have identity, right? We all have the personal identity of how do we identify ourselves. We all have communal identity. How do my friends and family members identify me? And we have larger community, kind of global identity. How do people look at me and then put me in these labels and identify me as maybe a gender or, various things. So the reason I bring up identity is because I talk to a lot of people about this as far as in therapy sessions with clients. Typically, this topic comes up when there is a large transition from an identity. So when I'm speaking of identities, I'm thinking, parent is an identity, daughter, son, student, employee, female. All of these different pieces go into what shapes an identity. We all identify differently, and we all are identified differently. And how this comes up in therapy often is, let's use my son, for example. He's all about basketball, right? He eats, breathes, lives for basketball right now. He identifies as a basketball player. He hangs out with people who play basketball. He watches people who play basketball. He researches how to play basketball better. It's all about basketball. So what happens when an athlete is then maybe injured and unable to play basketball? Well, what happens is when we are over-identifying as a role that we play, and if that role is then stripped from us, our identity crumbles, and the mental tension that occurs is very, very significant. Most of us have heard of identity crisis. This happens for individuals who over-identify as being a parent, and when their child goes off to college, they don't know what to do with themselves, right? Someone who's over-identified with being an employee, once they retire, they go stir crazy. So I talk a lot to people about we are human beings, not human doings. And this is really important to reflect on, because the things that we do, the roles that we play in our life, those things can be stripped away from us in a blink of an eye. And then who are you? Right? What do you have to stand on? And for a lot of people, they don't know how to answer that question. And it really has this heavy impact on their mental health when that role they are so used to playing shifts and has a transition. Like human beings, right, have nothing to do with a role that you play in life. I encourage people to develop a relationship with that deeper being. And so based on who you are, that's going to look different. For some people, that is connecting with a higher power. For some people, that's connecting with nature. For some people, that's going to be connecting with the moment. It's going to look different for everyone. And there's no wrong way of connecting with your being. It is so critical to sit with, build relationship with, and trust that being part of us, because that can't be stripped away. That isn't a role we play. It is an essence of being human. It is an essence of being alive. And when you can come to a place of really accepting and feeling at peace with your being, that is worthy, that is enough to just be, then regardless of what happens to the roles you play in your life, you won't lose touch with that, that meaning, that purpose. So give that a try and let me know how it goes in the comments. Take good care.